Good afternoon, Speedgaming. It's time for the bracket stage of the Super Metroid Map Randomizer tournament as part of Speedgaming Live 2024. And our opening match is going to be between Timon and Derp. So probably familiar names. Been following Super Metroid, both very strong speedrunners. And let's see. Derp has the 8 seed. And Timon has the 25 seed, which is going to be the mirror position on the bracket. And we are about to get started here. If you've been following along with the qualifiers, then you probably have an idea of how this works. But if not, we are playing Map Randomizer. And this is it's new to being showcased as a randomizer. It's been out for 1.5 years now. But the map itself is going to be randomized. So it's like the next level of area randomizer. You might be familiar with seeing the crate face room, like off of a portal door, but no. That is just any random room. And it turns out going right is the winner today. You see the sequence a lot when Prince Star Reserve is very early. And that's where you go. You get 3 items. Because, like, the first item is Morph. That's going to unlock new checks through the Morph tunnel. In this case, bombs. And then bombs unlocks another check, which is the hidden item. And now we have Supers as well. And so we're off. You're ahead. So we get to see the B-Tom rim, part of the Kraid set over here. So that's pretty cool. We get power bombs. That means a lot of the paths are going to be open. We're playing with ammo doors. So that means you're going to have the pink, the green, the orange doors. And so it's really important to find the basic ammos pretty early. I find that you don't really need more than 1 pack for a lot of things. But as we're going through the seed, you're going to want a lot more, like, extra power bombs so you don't run out, extra supers so you can kill bosses and things like that. We're also playing without fanfares, and that is mostly to keep the runtime down of the seed. Ice Beam is our item. I don't think Ice Beam does too much on hard logic. We're playing hard difficulty. For Ice Clips, you need X-Ray as well. And for Suitless Meridia things, you tend to need High Jump. So Ice on its own doesn't usually do too much. But we have a choice of Norfair and Criteria. 3 Musketeers is a little too rough for right now. So I think Derp's plan is to visit the top of ship doors. We haven't seen those yet. Well calculated by Timon to not take a crap hit. Oh, and then the construction zone door there. You can tell that the rooms are going to connect. And so you don't need to check the lower door in construction zone. It's going to connect to the Spore Spawn skip door. So if you know that, you get to save a little bit of time by not having to scout that check. Okay, High Jump B-Tank is a really nice find. It's going to be 2 items. One's a reserve tank. Supers and reserve tank, really good. Those are part of the hollow dot set. Hollow dots are going to be power bombs, supers, E-tanks, reserve tanks. A spike hit is death. A hopper hit is death. Okay. Last ammo. And it's all for a missile pack. And this doesn't immediately come out. Oh no, that's unfortunate. So missing those super shots actually cost him it. I didn't have a way to open the door. Meanwhile, Derp gets the map for criteria. Mama Turtle doesn't look reachable, but has a major. Green Hills has a major. And we can get to that. Yeah, you can sequence break to Mama Turtle. It looks like it wants to go to Green Hills first. Green Hills has you go through the wave gate, or I guess the blue gate. And the way that is in logic on hard is that it expects you to take 15 tries of one type of ammo. Like, you can't get good enough at the trick to not need all that, but it's just to ensure that you don't get stuck doing that. There was screw attack. I'm not sure what we want to do with screw attack right now. Screw attack, when you already have bombs, its use is to kill lower north for enemies. That's what it does logically. And we're not really ready to do that, so it's just a convenient item to have. So Tim is leaving behind the E-tank and the reserve tank, which is really dangerous. Like, you want to have your one super pack, your one power bomb pack, and then as many health tanks as you can get, because you don't know what the heat requirements are going to be coming up. But he does know about the map that's over here, so that might just be the plan, to get the map and then decide after that. And then as to Mama Turtle on Derp side, I think you can get to the items, but getting back seems a little hard for the amount of health they have. Oh, and this is actually Metal Pirates. So you can do that. I guess I got crossed on who was where. Derp has the E-tank, so Metal Pirates isn't too hard with an E-tank. Anyway, we're back in Big Pink. Tim's going to be recollecting the items that we saw earlier. We don't have the map for Norfair. So this is all going to be blind. It's going to be helpful to get the reserve tank at high jump E-tank. But Derp doesn't know about that. And actually hasn't been to this right side. And this wasn't really anything useful. We could get to the bottom of Mission Impossible. And I think it would connect. No, it should connect to the normal exit to Mission Impossible. The crumble blocks here. And then the waterway door would go somewhere new. So I'm kind of thinking that waterway gonna be progression. wherever that door actually connects to. But then there's still this unexplored segment between the bottom of Mission Impossible. That could have something important. We do get a save. It still hasn't seen that save. So a little unfortunate to run to that later. I could have saved some re-clearing time. And then we also... Yeah, we entered from the top left save room. So we know it's up there. Okay. Yeah, I just wasn't looking at the right screens at the right time. We've already seen that. Scary. Derp makes it up. We saw that Metal Pirates connects to the map. The blue hopper room is one of the weird ones to like make logic for. Oh, Derp gonna show us the bottom of construction zone. On hard, it doesn't expect that you can get through the blue hoppers even with screw attack. And that's because we want to limit the number of just you instantly die type rooms. Yep, on hard, you're not expected to play perfect at all. But the better you play, the faster you can get through the seed. And so that's what makes this an interesting race. And we get West Ocean. This is normally a really good find. It's going to be 3 items. 2 of them you can reach right now. And we're getting bomb jumps up. Nice. Oh, Timon gives us the sand escape. So that's a very useful trick to know. You need to do a crouch jump. And then you hold down to like pop out of the sand by shrinking your hitbox. And then you do a diagonal forward to like clip into the floor. So that's very useful to know. There's a few rooms where it's hard to like actually make logic for. And this is one of them, the butterfly room. Because it's in the shape of a butterfly. And that's because it's hard to... I mean, it's easy to fall in the sand, is the problem. A lot of the time it's easy to do the room, and a lot of the time you just fall in the sand. And there's another beam. We have Spazer. Spazer in the ceiling. Took the long path down, but that worked out. And then it's going to be a long time, or a long trip to get back to the middle items. The middle rooms, so just not going to do that right now. So Timon reset back to this save. He doesn't have the screw attack. On hard difficulty, it's going to put items in the, like behind the most difficult tricks. So if there's a place where screw is like definitely required to reach, and you might need to have it, but screw is oftentimes a skippable item like that. Okay, stood in the asset a little too long, but also didn't have a way back. So that death doesn't mean much. Huh. There's just an empty square there, in the middle of West Ocean. Don't see that too often. The main advantage to screw attack is that it's going to kill enemies faster, and that'll improve your movement, as well as breaking bomb blocks. So like, it's just generally a really good item to have, and going to speed you up. And then we'll see what's in the water here. And this should just be a filler item. So a filler item is any hollow dot or missile pack. In this case, we get speed booster. So that's interesting. That's not a difficult location to reach. But we got speed from it. So good to not skip that check. But now what do we do? Trying to remember what the Mama Turtle area was like. But I don't think speed helps with that too much. Oh, speed gets us down to Torian. So that'd be the most interesting thing to look at. But we're kind of already here. Over at the moat. So there's no CWJ or horizontal bomb jump in Logic on Herd. So logically, there's not a way back through the moat with these items. But derp can do it. Derp has the know-how. And then I'm going to go through Batu and E-Tank, get the item. Missiles. Logic knows that you can jump over the moat to the left. So everything over here is not really going to be like considered for progression until he has to do another hard trick. But also the map is right here. And the map is really useful. What does the map say? The map's more important than Logic. So Spring Ballroom has an item, and there's a hollow dot. Meridia. I guess we saw that Meridia was over here. Doesn't have a way to get the Spring Ballroom item. So it's not worth even going towards it. And now what did we reset? We have Spazer. I think it was only some missiles that were lost. That's because Derp went down, got the Spazer, and then came back up for the map. We lost Speed Booster. So they're both going to have Speed Booster. They're both right on top of each other. Okay, but Derp has the Norfair map plus Screw Attack. And that's the absolute difference between their positions. So Meridia, I think, was something that didn't look doable. I think Meridia was East Cack Alley. And to do that, you'd want Gravity Suit. So it's more likely that a Decora room is progression, and that's going to lead to Torian. It's impossible to jump up to the floating platforms in West Ocean. No one's been able to figure out how you do it. Okay, now we're going to have Timmons run at the map. Maps are super important to get. Because if you don't have the map, then you're blind checking all the doors. Once you have the map, you get to cut out all those blind checks. And it just turns into so much time save. But we have a nice, simple set of items. I didn't even see that Three Musketeers had a major. The save isn't that close. With this health, with high jump, you could get to the item. Without, it might be harder. But you wouldn't be able to get back, so... Why do something if you're just gonna die after? In Map Rando, map information is saved even if you die. That's something you get to keep. And that's not vanilla behavior. But it's a really nice quality of life. Makes it so that you... like, once you explore something, the player knows what was there. It's just the in-game erases it. How would you logically get up here? So the gravity jump derp did is not in logic. You would have to do it a different way. And with speed, it might want you to do a really fast jump from landing site into the tube room. Without speed, that wouldn't be in logic either, because it's too tight of a jump. But now we're gonna get the Mama Turtle item. You IBJ up to the item. The faster way is to bomb jump off the wall here. And this is a trick that is pretty helpful to practice. Because a lot of the time you get here without real movement items. Even in dash seeds, like you could get there without a way to reach the item other than like power bombs. Okay. It's like a spring ball. Spring ball's nice to have. Falling down like this is really not safe, because this is like exactly enough health to spark back up. But it should be okay. I think we're still expecting progression to be this way. And so that would imply that it's going to lead into a bunch of rooms. Okay, so Everest. Everest logic is so tricky that I had to make a tutorial video about it. About all the ways that you could go through Everest in hard logic. It looks like we're getting the bottom right door first. So, with Ice Beam, the bottom left and the bottom right door are equally in logic. And then also Aqueduct has fancy logic on it too. For Aqueduct being logic, you need Speed Booster and the bottom left door to be dry. So you can get a Shine Spark along the bottom. So let's see. So that did not look logical. That combination of rooms. The problem with Everest is you don't know what is in logic until you scout the bottom doors. Because with these items, you need to know if you can get a Shine Spark to get back up. And those two rooms, it was Torian Escape 2 and Aqueduct. You can't leave either of those with a Shine Spark. I guess there's another possibility where, like, you go down Aqueduct and then up the right side to get to the top right of Everest and then Shine Spark across. So the logic can just be hard to follow for those rooms. But the map is over there, pretty close to Aqueduct. So it might have been worthwhile to stay. Spring Ball, you can collect the item as Spring Ball room, but you can't get out. Or you can get out, but it would take an insane level trick. Yep, Aqueduct from the top door. It's in logic with either speed, conditionally on the bottom door, or with high jump and Spring Ball. Everest has a lot of variations. Most of the time it's in logic with grapple. But a combination of ice, high jump, and Spring Ball makes various doors in logic. And that's not counting the more trivial cases with gravity. Because gravity jumps are in logic, and so that gives you all the movement you're going to need for water rooms. And it looks like we're both coming to Mama Turtle. Pretty surprised Timon doesn't have Screw Attack, because that item's just a lot easier to get to. We have limited movement options right now, so it's really useful to have this Spring Ball. What's it called? The Magladite tunnel room? That wouldn't be in logic, so this is still a sequence break. That's because they don't have the health for it. Heat logic has a leniency factor to it. So that means you can play better than what the game expects. And do a little bit of logic breaking there. And also it doesn't account for enemy drops. And in that room in particular, you get a lot of health drops. But I don't know if they did that or they wanted to. The point is, they're able to go through that rooms and get a major. And movement items are really valuable. So that's what they're doing. Yeah, take that Spring Ball away. Keeping Hockey busy. Once again, forgot to introduce myself. So this is the Speedgaming Live Online 2024 tournament of Super Metroid Randomizer using the Map Randomizer. Our runners are Derp and Timon. And then on crew today we have me, Aussie101, talking about the game, and Hockey Tanner, clicking all the buttons, so I don't have to. And what we're seeing is that Map Rando has a lot more saving and dying than traditional Super Metroid randomizers. And so the tracker has to be a bit more busy. You don't know when someone's going to die. Sometimes the runners take saves for safety. Other times it's to reset something. And we've seen some of both. What I think is happening is the seed wants them to go to the right door of Aqueduct and do some really obscure mapping to logically get back. I think derp is heading towards the spring ballroom item because the holodot isn't going to be helpful right now. Maybe there was like the heated spike room. If you had another E-tank, you could probably damage boost through that. I don't know. I don't know the status of that room right now. So to get out of Spring Ballroom, you would wall jump up the side, or like you get to the top section where you get out of the water, just with Spring Ball alone. But to get out of the water, you have to do wall jumps until you get near the water line. And then during the brief moment where you do a wall jump, you gain a little bit of height, and you need to use that to do a spring ball jump. So, very difficult to get out. Logic is going to... like, you need to wait back for something to be in logic. And so that means that item is not in logic. I guess it's a little odd that it's reachable at all. Or that it's a major at all. And if you don't want to wall jump, you actually can do a double spring ball jump using bombs. But it's the same idea. Use the slight height gain from a bomb explosion to get a second spring ball jump. Okay, so what do we get? Wave beam? Beams are filler items. So that's why wave can be there. This is where you question everything. Derp didn't check the crab tunnel door. But I think logic would say you take the top right door of Everest to get back. Also, I just saw Brinstar. You can reach that with Spring Ball. But that also... that's not in hard logic unless you Shine Spark to get up to the top half of the room. Logic is very complicated. Hockey is here largely to take notes, as I'm sure many other runners are. Can you Shine Spark this? Doesn't look like it. So Timon's going to show us how you get to the Brinstar door. You have to do a max height spring ball jump on this part right here. And that's what keeps it out of hard logic. And I think Timon's ahead right now. Doesn't have the wave beam information, but that's not important. And also hasn't seen Everest. But we're into an interesting seed. Okay, so let's not go that way. Key Hunter Stairs is a tough room, but it doesn't actually take much health to reach some of the doors. Okay, so that's what derp is doing. There's an item at the very bottom left of criteria. Yep, Timon just picked up Screw Attack on the way over here. Yeah, I wasn't aware of this item until right now. But let's see what derp wins. Should be something good. Grappling. Well, Timon would like to have grapple right now, that's for sure. Gonna do the Dragon fight. Not easy at all. Dragon does 160 damage a hit. So Dragon's not in logic at all. A suitless Dragon is not in logic unless you have grapple. Maybe microwave is another option. But then if you have grapple, it wouldn't be the quick kill. It would be the float to the top kill. And so the health requirement is just really high on that. But grapple lets you through Everest. So it looks like derp is on the right path. The Dragon room, it's very easy to gravity jump from the bottom left door to the top right. And when your health gets low like this, you want to drain your reserves. Because you're going to get double hit. I guess that attack doesn't double hit. It's good to know. Does not have enough health to survive another hit. I don't know that you practice the suitless ammo fight in any categories, really. Just weird low percent fights. Okay, so you can untrack Screw Attack now. Yep. Oh, that's a hard fight. That's not close to me in hard logic. It seems like the difficulty of the moment is rolling your screen far enough to the left to see where all the majors are. Yep. So what derp's doing is the logic for Tube Room. You need Speed Booster and a bit of a runway. Just jump up. Huh. Unfortunately fell. He's standing on the Yapping Maw. You can refill on energy this way. So, nope, doesn't get the scout on X-ray. Oh, did he turn off speed? Okay. If you turn off speed, then it has to be a bottom frame jump. And that's not in hard. Like a jump from the last possible frame. If you have speed on, then you don't need to be a bottom of the door jump. So he's probably just more used to doing it this way. Okay, so now this is the path to take. Didn't really have a way to tell earlier. And Timon's on the right path as well. But got turned around. Okay, top right. Where is this gonna be? I think Derp had a chance to scout the aqueduct items now. Just didn't. Everest usually means, or grapple usually means go to Everest. And the map is at the bottom right. So if Derp finds a save, he probably goes to the map. Going to be collecting reserve tanks, cool. Yeah, they've been struggling to make progress for a bit now. So their item collection rate isn't that high. Compared to their supers and power bombs, they have a decent number of reserve tanks. Or health tanks. But they've been losing a lot of progress to taking deaths. Mostly from not knowing where to go. We get Kraid. Kraid is the first boss. It used to be where you would like get all of one kind of either E-tanks or reserves. So there's one build where it was really common to have a lot of or only reserve tanks. That is very frustrating to play. With these settings, you always get an E-tank very early. Then after that, it's a mix. But there's more E-tanks in the pool, so you tend to get more E-tanks. So it's a little weird to have 3 reserves at this point. But you have that E-tank, so it's playable. And that's our boss kill. Okay, gonna get more supers. Yeah, Derp looking solidly ahead. Timon really wants to get to the grapple that's in the far left of Criteria. He started going that way, but then turned around. Not really sure why. After seeing the reserve tank in double chamber. Does have another E-tank. That's still not enough to get out with X-Ray. He doesn't know what the item at Three Musketeers is, but I could see him running for that again. We're 43 minutes in of our first race, the SGLIVE 2024 Map Rando Tournament bracket round. Okay, so Timon should get the scout on the item for sure here. Okay, never mind. I guess the idea was to go up and refill and then come back down. But this is the first best of 3 of the tournament between Derp and Timon. Right now it's looking pretty good for Derp. But it's also been a pretty difficult seed so far. Somewhat slow, somewhat straight difficult. But the seed's been keeping the good majors from them. So nothing's decided yet. We are getting more maps. Maps are good. Okay, Terminator has a major, Mother Brain, and then we're out of here. You probably get BT for the item, but Precious is too far. Oh, it does have a Crystal Flash. I didn't notice that on Tim's side. Doesn't want to scout the item. At least I think he hasn't seen it. And it's Varia suit on Derp's side. So Derp has Varia and Charge now. And so he's in a strong position to start going fast from here. East Cat Alley still needs gravity. And he knows what the other majors are that are visible. So it's going to be the other doors in Everest, I think. Yeah, there's a lot of variance in these seeds compared to the dash seeds. So a little bit harder to schedule the timing for them. Some seeds could be done by now. This is not the type of seed for that. This is one where you need to explore everywhere to find what the seed wants you to do. Okay, so now Timon's going the right way. I don't remember the exact sequence of rooms, but the Kagos are a refill room. So it's pretty nice to pop in here. Okay, so we're back in Torian. Derp's gonna resume showing us new things. The X-ray at Three Musketeers is logical with Varia, but the wave at Spring Ballroom is not. Mocktroid Ice Clip is in logic. And it's a hard level trick, so it's pretty common for progression to be here. You need Ice Beam, and then for hard logic you need a movement item too. There's a jump you can do without any movement items, but it's pretty difficult. So it just needs you to have gravity, high jump, or spring ball. Yeah, this jump that Derp's doing now. The clip itself, you just need to know how to do it. It's easy to do. It's not obvious how to do it. But basically you crouch, freeze the Mocktroid, you jump, and then you need to stand up to do the clip. And that's not too common. It really shouldn't be a problem. Derp's played Super Metroid Randomizer before. So the strategy is going to be to save the supers until the end. Do damage to Ridley until he turns red. Then end the fight with supers. Ice Phaser Charge is somewhat strong, but not that strong. So it's not going to be that fast of a fight in terms of avoiding damage while you're doing damage. But as soon as he turns red, the fight will end very quickly. Ice Phaser is going to be 180 damage per shot, which is normally 100 shots. So 50 minus missiles. At 20 shots worth of missiles, so 30 shots. It also saves 6 missiles, because a super is worth 6 missiles. Oh wow. Taking a Fune flame hit on Timon's side. Then must have missed the super. Really looks dead. And that's the fight. Ridley logic would want more than what derp has, but there's a lot that's available. So it's just faster to do the fight now. But now he has to make sure he doesn't get soft locked anywhere. Yep. So really just give supers. Don't really need more ammo for Mother Brain. Like, this is good enough. And Timon is heading back to Dragon. I don't believe Timon's been down to Korra, though I thought he would have. But not really that far behind. Needs to go to Torian, cross the top of Everest, and then that'll be Variasuit, and the map in Wreckship. So what is derp doing? I would guess this is a save that derp is doing, but I don't remember seeing any saves over here either. The thing is, it's not that important to do the Ridley fight right now. We've seen Mother Brain somewhere, and you have to come back up through Everest later. So if he can get the quick kill, and he got it. Really good fight. Takes just over 200 health for the quick kill with no suits. But the fight is still not logical. So what does this mean? What are we gonna see? We're gonna watch the gravity jump first. It's a cool gravity jump. And he's up. That's all you have to do. You don't need speed. Speed, most of the time it helps, I guess. Sometimes it doesn't. Speed, no high jump. Messes with your jump height. But doing an out-of-sequence thing could help. We run into Croc from the left. So that's not passable in this direction. That's where Timon learns that did not need to do the Dragon fight right now. Oh, that was a cool clip. Got stuck on the Rinka when it was in the wall, and that kept him out of the acid. But yeah, that save following Ridley was really slow from derp. Gonna be worried about a soft lock coming down here to these water rooms without high jump. I don't believe this is in logic with these items. Watering hole. But finds plasma. This is the itemless way to get out. You can also springball jump up. But both of those are going to be in very hard. Ah, yes. Key stairs. So reaching bottom door is fine in key stairs. Metroids are not a farm room, logically. Because you can kill them and they're gone forever. Key stairs, bottom to top. It might be in logic, you might need one more E-tank. But with screw attack, it would be maybe possible. But I don't think Oasis is in logic yet. That's why we're still looking at derp for the intended path forward. We are looking for Fantoon right here. Let's see if we see it. Not that door. There's a E-tank in the acid. He's not gonna live. And I don't know that we got a save after Dragon. There's a major at the top right of Torian. So that might be gravity. I don't know if high jump is good enough. Well, I guess the Brinstar could have items if it was high jump. Should be fine getting all the way up here. Derp has like good items for everything except for the water rooms. So that's why he's playing pretty carefully around the water rooms. Timon has the grapple, and we know that grapple, if you go through Everest, is going to lead to Various Suit. And once you have Various Suit, it becomes harder to die. Yeah, we're using the basic Super Metroid Randomizer tracker, which essentially means grapple and X-ray are not on the tracker. But maybe one day we'll change it to something that shows like different objectives. This one only has bosses. But there are other ways to play map rando. Going for the hypo jump, couldn't get it. Spring ball back up. Spring ball jump off of a wall is not in hard logic anymore. Now it is in very hard. So it wanted you to IBJ. And high jump is the item. So the itemless wall jump derp was trying to do, that's in extreme. And we get high jump. So I think with high jump, you want to go to Brinstar, like having the combined map knowledge. I think Meridia is gravity locked. I think the suitless grapple kill is written as 5 or 6 hits plus the electricity damage. So that'd be 400 plus 100? A little over 500. And derp could survive that. So maybe that's logic. There's a boss spreadsheet out there for hard logic. So another way to look at things for derp, you've high jump spring ball ice. That means you don't need gravity. As long as you know how to get back through East Sand Hall with the tricky spring ball jump or with ice, you can just skip gravity. But I would expect gravities in Brinstar. Yep. We are getting some eyes on Meridia. First thing you do in a new region is go straight for the map. Demon is going to get the E-Tank this time. That's a bad hit, but he'll live. Demon gets a super. So that's going to be a Crystal Flash if he needs it. Because he's not done doing heat rims. Could ice clip up to the map in Meridia. But it likely just goes around. Pre-Ridley, very dangerous room. There's a lot of the rooms that are over acid that you have to platform through. And those are just difficult to move through, because if you make a mistake, it's super costly. So this is not Phantoon, and it's not Dragon, and it's not Gravity. There is a major. Wait, it could be Gravity. Map is doing something wild to me. You enter from the right, like how Derp did, but then you exit through East Cack Alley. That's how it could be Gravity. That's because there's different requirements when traversing a room in different ways. Yeah, so in brackets, we're playing best of threes. So 3 seeds, just like this one. Some are faster, most are faster. This is one of the slower seeds. But you want to be mentally ready going into the next race after this. We are scheduled for race 2, right after this one. And race 3, if needed, I heard was Thursday. That's not scheduled yet. It is gravity. Okay. So now derp is just completely go mode. Yeah, it's a hard seed, and what's in logic isn't all that clear either. Like, I don't think Timon knows if this is in logic or not. It's something that's possible. But then a lot of it is you need to look at the far corners of the map to see all the rooms that you can do. Yeah, so Dragon's back. From here, derp needs to cross the entire world to get up to Brinstar. There's going to find Dragon, and Fantoon is in Brinstar as well. Fantoon's going to be right next to the map station. And then if he doesn't see Dragon early, Dragon's going to be on the way out. So it's a pretty set path for derp. Reddy even connects over here to Norfair, which is pretty close to the ship. Yeah, East Keck Alley from right to left. I think just high jump is enough. Because you can gravity jump through the door, and you're just falling through the hard part of the room. So the requirements right to left are really low, but left to right, you need gravity. And then same with the sand halls, with the Avirs. Left to right in those rooms is very hard. It takes expert level tricks or gravity. But going from right to left with high jump is most of the time enough. So what the map did is it put the sand halls on the right as your entrance, and then it put East Keck Alley on the left as your exit. This jump into fish tank is not in logic. That's because you have to do the wiggle around the ledge there. Actually, it is in logic. Because there's a longer runway than what he's using. The runway's long enough that you don't have to wiggle. And here you use the fish to get up. So it still only looks like Oasis that is out of logic for Timon. And you probably don't think too hard about that. Oh no, he's getting cornered by the slow-moving fish. Oasis is the room that the toilet goes through. You go down the toilet into Oasis. And on the left and the right are the sand halls. Derp just passed through it. Probably as I was explaining it, but I wasn't looking at his screen. But now that Derp's the Brinstar is gonna go a lot faster than Timon is. Has the 2-suit advantage and high jump. And as I said before, Fantoon's next to the map, so you just come up here, you get the map, you get the boss kill. And Dragon's on the way out. But this is at an hour 10. So not having a suit means Timon's still in a rough spot. Could be required spore spawn. Let's go. It'll show us the quick kill, I believe. I think Derp has run all mini bosses. There it is. You just do a charge plasma shot. And there it is. Fantoon's always next to the map, and then this is the final map. Oh, and then with these items, I wouldn't do a Doppler. Well, it's the second round, so you do Doppler for the kill. Very nice kill. But for the first round, a charge shot is like just as good as a Doppler. It's just an easier first round. And from here, it's just straight down. It's already seen where Dragon is, Mother Brain is. I don't remember where Mother Brain is, but either Derp knows or he can pause and check the map. No, Derp has not seen Dragon yet. And Timon lost the Dragon kill. So actually doesn't have any boss kills. Yep, we're on 10-minute delay. So the schedule is going to be 10 minutes off. Racers start on the hour. Then we have to wait for the delay. And there is the left side quick kill with gravity. So both runners, good at the game. I remember when everyone had to really practice the quick kill, and you'd see it missed often. But I guess everyone can do it now. Okay. Mother Brain may be leaving the planet early. Not anywhere to be seen. We are coming up on the end of game 1 between Derp and Timon. The 8 seed against the 25 seed. And seeding came from the qualifiers that we had all last week. We're into the first round of brackets here. First match of the first round. And it gave us a rough seed. This was a tough one to play. And also a draining one going into the next match in the best of 3. So hopefully they can recover. Gonna take a short break between races. And then we'll be at it again and see if we get another slow seed or maybe something friendlier. There is the same room count as vanilla and the same item count as vanilla. So yep, there are 14 E-tanks, 4 reserves. In Dash, you'll see that the super power bomb and missile count can vary. But in Map Rando, supers are going to deal double damage to Mother Brain. And so you don't need as many to have an ammo finish of a seed. There's the baby room again. If you enter from the right door, you get the baby. I don't think we've seen that this seed. Because that can happen over and over again. Okay, and there's Mother Brain, top of wreck ship. G4. So you can see G4 is not guarding Mother Brain. Instead, we have a gate that Derp's going to run into. And the gate is down, because the objectives are taken care of already. But you can Shine Spark up G4. His health is going to be really low. But you don't need much health for this Shine Spark. But that's a tricky thing that seeds can make you do, is bring a Shine Spark up the elevator. But, yeah, Timon ran into a lot of problems. So it's just not a good position to be in. It knows it's not going well and hasn't been going well for a long time now. Probably gonna be glad to see Derp finishing. Supers do double damage from Mother Brain, so it's only gonna be a couple of charge shots here. Then we're into the escape, and the escape is... it's a little bit long. I guess it could be a confusing escape too. Because if you go down through Torian, then you can loop up through Norfair to Criteria. But you probably go left of Torian, and then up to Cora again. We'll see how fast Derp can put together this escape route. Just under 2 minutes. So he's gonna have to go all the way through Wreck Ship into Torian. And then I think it would be the top left door of Everest to get out. Back up to Cora. But yeah, from here, mostly just want to execute. The map has to be really unclear, or like have a really appealing alternative for you to guess wrong. And I think going down through Meridia is not close to looking viable. Very nice quick drops. The escape's also going to give you all the items. Because it could be that you don't pick up something and then you can't do the escape anymore. You can't make the timer. And trying to do the escape without some of the movement items can just be impossible. And then I find that it's just not fun if you have to come back after Mother Brain to look for majors. That's in part because you might think you can do the escape without something and then just be just short. Like, if you don't have gravity, then 1 or 2 simple water rooms could be enough to not be able to make the timer. Maybe not simple, but long and simple. Space jump picked up. We're going to continue this way, but derp is at landing site. It's the ship. Lots of time to spare. Derp's going to take the first game. This time of 120.41. And yeah, Tibin forfeits right after that. That's the first game. Time of 120. A little bit slow. In that we know that derp can get a faster time than this. But that is all on the seed. So we'll come back for the second game in the series shortly. Gonna take a bit of a break. The runners said they wanted a break. So it should be just about 10 minutes, and then we'll be back here for game 2. So I'll see you in a bit.